Chosen one, I need you to pay very close attention to what I'm about to tell you, because this is not just advice. This is an urgent spiritual warning that could determine whether you step into your breakthrough or watch it slip through your fingers. We are entering the final week of November, and if you've been sensing that something significant is shifting in the spiritual realm, you're absolutely right. This isn't just another week on the calendar. This is a critical threshold moment, a divine portal that only opens once a year. And what you do or don't do in these next 7 days will have massive consequences for your destiny. Here's what most people don't understand. When God is preparing to release a major breakthrough into your life, when heaven is about to shift your timeline and elevate you to a new level, the enemy doesn't just sit back and watch it happen. He launches strategic attacks designed specifically to disqualify you right before your blessing manifests. And these attacks don't always look like attacks. They're not always obvious. Sometimes they come disguised as opportunities. Sometimes they appear as innocent choices. Sometimes they show up as small compromises that seem harmless in the moment, but have the power to delay or completely derail what God has been preparing for you. Right now, in this final week of November, there are 7 specific things that you must avoid at all costs. These are traps, snares, spiritual landmines that the enemy is strategically placing in your path, hoping you'll step on one before you cross into your breakthrough season. If you're truly one of the chosen, your spirit is already on high alert. You've sensed that you need to be extra careful, extra vigilant, extra intentional about your choices right now. And you're right, because what's at stake isn't just another blessing. It's the culmination of everything you've been waiting for, praying for, believing for all year long. Stay with me through this entire message, because I'm going to expose all 7 things you need to avoid, explain why each one is dangerous, and tell you exactly how to protect yourself so that nothing and no one can stop what God is about to release into your life. And if your spirit is bearing witness that this warning is for you, type "I'm protected" in the comments right now. That declaration activates a spiritual shield around you and signals to heaven that you're taking this seriously. The first thing you must avoid in this final week of November is engaging in arguments, conflicts, or unnecessary confrontations. You're going to notice something strange this week. People are going to be more irritable, more sensitive, more reactive than usual. Small things that normally wouldn't bother anyone are suddenly triggering big responses. Conversations that should be simple are turning into heated debates. And you might find yourself in situations where people are trying to provoke you, bait you, or pull you into drama that has nothing to do with you. This is not random. This is a strategic spiritual attack designed to knock you out of alignment right before your breakthrough manifests. Here's why this is so dangerous. When you engage in conflict, especially unnecessary conflict, you're doing several things that work against your breakthrough. First, you're lowering your vibration. Anger, frustration, and strife operate at a low frequency, and your breakthrough operates at a high frequency. When you drop down into conflict, you literally push your blessing away. Second, you're wasting precious energy that you need for what's coming. Every argument you engage in drains you spiritually, emotionally, and mentally. And you're going to need all your strength and focus for what God is about to release into your life. Third, you're giving the enemy exactly what he wants: distraction. When you're focused on defending yourself, proving you're right, or winning an argument, you're not focused on positioning yourself for your breakthrough. The enemy doesn't care who wins the argument. He just wants you distracted from your destiny. This week, Choose peace over being right. Choose silence over defending yourself. Choose to walk away rather than engage. When someone tries to pull you into drama, recognize it as a trap and refuse to take the bait. If someone says something that triggers you, pause before you respond. Ask yourself, is this worth delaying my breakthrough? The answer is always no. Say out loud, I refuse to engage in conflicts that don't serve my destiny. I choose peace over drama. I protect my energy and my alignment. No one can provoke me into forfeiting my breakthrough. The second thing you must avoid in this final week of November is making major financial decisions based on fear, pressure, or impulse. This week, you might suddenly feel pressure to spend money you don't have, to make investments that seem urgent, to commit to financial obligations that you're not sure about, or to give money to people or causes that are pressuring you for immediate action. You might receive offers that seem too good to pass up, but require quick decisions. You might feel a sudden urge to make a big purchase to solve a problem or fill a void. You might be tempted to lend money to someone who's creating a sense of emergency. Or you might feel panicked about your financial situation and be tempted to make desperate moves. This is a trap. The enemy knows that one of the fastest ways to delay your breakthrough is to get you into financial bondage, confusion, or chaos. When your money is tied up in wrong commitments, when your resources are drained by bad decisions, when your peace is stolen by financial stress, you're not in position to receive the abundance that God is preparing to release. Here's the truth. If it's truly from God, it won't require you to make a rushed decision. If it's truly your breakthrough, it won't come with pressure, manipulation, or fear attached to it. God doesn't operate through urgency, designed to bypass your discernment. This week, slow down before making any financial decisions. Don't commit to anything under pressure. If someone is pushing you to decide immediately, that's a red flag. Take time to pray, seek counsel from wise people, and wait for peace before you move. If you're feeling financially stressed, resist the temptation to fix it through your own desperate efforts. Trust that God is your provider, and your financial breakthrough is part of the package He's about to release. Say out loud, I will not make financial decisions out of fear or pressure. I trust God's timing and provision. I protect my resources for the breakthrough that's coming. Every door that requires desperation to open is not my door. The third thing you must avoid in this final week of November is reconnecting with toxic people from your past. No matter how much they seem to have changed or how strong the temptation is to give them another chance. This week, you might suddenly hear from people you haven't spoken to in months or even years. Old friends might reach out, past romantic interests might reappear, family members who have been distant might suddenly want to connect. And they might come with what seems like good intentions, change behavior, or compelling reasons why you should let them back into your life. But here's what you need to understand. Not everyone who returns during your breakthrough season is meant to be part of your breakthrough. Some people are being sent by the enemy specifically to contaminate what God is about to release, to drain your energy, to pull you back into old patterns, or to distract you from your destiny. The enemy knows that he can't stop your breakthrough directly, so he tries to send Trojan horses into your life, people who look like blessings but are actually assignments designed to sabotage you from the inside. Here's how you can tell the difference. If someone from your past is truly meant to be in your future, their return will come with peace, not pressure. It will align with what God has been speaking to you, not contradict it. And it won't require you to compromise your boundaries, lower your standards, or ignore red flags. But if their return comes with guilt, manipulation, or a sense of obligation. If you feel anxious or uneasy about it, if your spirit is sending warning signals even while your emotions are pulling you toward them, that's your confirmation that this is a trap. This week, guard your gates. Be selective about who you allow back into your life. Just because someone knocks doesn't mean you have to open the door. Just because someone wants access to you doesn't mean they've earned it. If someone from your past reaches out and something doesn't feel right, it's okay to maintain your distance. It's okay to respond politely, but keep firm boundaries. It's okay to say no. Say out loud, "I guard my energy and my space. Not everyone who returns is meant to stay. I trust my discernment. I will not allow toxic people back into my life just because they've reappeared. My breakthrough is protected." The fourth thing you must avoid in this final week of November is speaking negatively about your current situation, circumstances, or future. This week, more than ever, you need to guard your mouth. What you say has creative power, and right now, your words are literally shaping what's about to manifest in your life. Every time you speak lack, you're programming lack. Every time you speak failure, you're inviting failure. Every time you speak doubt, you're strengthening doubt. You might be tempted to vent, to complain, to rehearse all the things that are wrong, to express your frustration about how long you've been waiting, or to voice your fears about whether your breakthrough is really coming. And it might feel like you're just being honest or realistic. But here's the truth. Your current reality is not your final reality. What you see right now is not what's about to manifest. And if you keep speaking about where you are instead of where you're going to delay the very thing you're waiting for. The enemy wants you to use your mouth against yourself. He wants you to speak your breakthrough right out of existence. He wants you to cancel with your words what God has already approved in the spiritual realm. This week, discipline your mouth. Speak only what you want to see. Declare your breakthrough even when you can't see it yet. Affirm your faith even when your feelings are screaming the opposite. Instead of saying, "Nothing ever works out for me," say, "Everything is working together for my good." Instead of saying, "I'm so broke," say, "My financial breakthrough is on the way." Instead of saying, "I'm tired of waiting," say, "My appointed time has come." Say out loud, "I will not speak against my own breakthrough. My words align with God's promises. I declare that my miracle is manifesting right now. What I speak, I will see." The fifth thing you must avoid in this final week of November is consuming negative, fear-based, or spiritually toxic content. This includes negative news that floods you with anxiety, social media that fills you with comparison and inadequacy, entertainment that glorifies darkness or immorality, music that carries low vibrations, or even conversations with people who constantly speak doom and gloom. What you consume affects your frequency, and your frequency affects what you attract. If you're filling your mind and spirit with fear, negativity, and darkness, you're literally pushing your breakthrough away because your blessing operates at a frequency that requires faith, hope, and light. This week, the enemy is going to try to flood you with bad news, disturbing content, and fear-inducing information, specifically to lower your vibration and knock you out of alignment with your breakthrough. You might be scrolling through your phone and suddenly see something that triggers fear or anxiety. You might turn on the news and be bombarded with crisis after crisis. You might be in conversations where all people want to talk about is how bad things are. And if you're not careful, you'll absorb all that negativity and carry it into your spirit. This week, be ruthlessly selective about what you allow into your consciousness. Limit your news consumption. Curate your social media to show you content that builds your faith, not destroys it. Choose entertainment that uplifts you. Listen to music that raises your vibration. And remove yourself from conversations that drain you. Fill yourself with content that strengthens your faith. Worship music, encouraging messages, scripture, testimonies of breakthrough, stories of miracles. What you feed grows, so feed your faith and starve your fear. Say out loud, I guard what enters my mind and spirit. I consume only what aligns with my breakthrough. I reject fear-based content. I choose faith, hope, and positivity. The sixth thing you must avoid in this final week of November is neglecting your spiritual disciplines. Prayer, meditation, worship, gratitude, and time in God's presence. This week might get busy. Unexpected things might demand your time and attention. You might feel pulled in multiple directions. And it's going to be tempting to skip your prayer time, rush through your spiritual practices, or put God on hold while you handle everything else. But this is exactly when you need to intensify your spiritual disciplines, not neglect them. This final week of November is a spiritual battle, and you can't win a spiritual battle with natural weapons. You need to stay connected to your source. You need to stay in alignment with heaven. You need to keep your spirit strong and your discernment sharp. The enemy wants you to disconnect from God right before your breakthrough because he knows that the moment you step away from your source is the moment you become vulnerable to his attacks. This week, make your spiritual disciplines non-negotiable. Even if you have to wake up earlier or stay up later, protect your time with God. Even if it's just 10 minutes, show up consistently. Pray, even if it's just a few sentences. Worship, even if it's just one song. Express gratitude, even if it's just for 3 things. Stay connected, stay aligned, stay rooted in God's presence, because that's where your strength, your peace, and your breakthrough come from. Say out loud, I will not neglect my spiritual disciplines. My time with God is non-negotiable. The 7th and most critical thing you must avoid in this final week of November is giving up, quitting, or walking away right before your breakthrough manifests. This is the enemy's ultimate goal. He doesn't just want to delay your breakthrough. He wants you to quit right before it arrives. He wants you to walk away from what God promised you just days or even hours before it manifests in your physical reality. This week, you might feel an overwhelming urge to give up. You might think to yourself, what's the point? It's never going to happen. I've waited too long. I've believed too hard for too long with no results. Discouragement might feel heavier than it's ever felt. Doubt might seem more convincing than faith. But here's what you need to know. That feeling of wanting to quit isn't coming from you, and it's not coming from God. It's a strategic attack designed to get you to forfeit your breakthrough right before it arrives. The enemy can see what you can't. He knows your breakthrough is imminent. He knows your appointed time has come. And his only remaining strategy is to convince you to give up before you see it. This week, make a decision right now that no matter what you feel, no matter how long it takes, no matter how hard it gets, you will not quit. You will not give up. You will not walk away. Even if you have to stand by faith when everything in you wants to collapse, do it. Even if you have to declare breakthrough when your circumstances are screaming the opposite, do it. Even if you have to praise God when you don't feel like it, do it. Because the ones who receive their breakthrough aren't always the most talented, the most connected, or the most deserving. They're the ones who refused to quit. Say out loud, I will not give up. I will not quit. I will not walk away from my breakthrough. My appointed time has come, and I will stand until I see it manifest. Nothing can stop what God has ordained for my life. Chosen one, if you can avoid these 7 things in this final week of November, if you can navigate these traps and stay in alignment, you're going to witness something extraordinary manifest in your life. Your breakthrough isn't months away. It's not years away. It's right here, right now, waiting for you to cross the threshold. And the only thing standing between you and what God has promised is your ability to stay focused, stay obedient, stay protected, and stay faithful through this final week. Don't let the enemy steal in the last hour what you've been believing for all year long. Don't let a momentary compromise cost you a lifetime blessing. Don't let distractions, deceptions, or discouragements knock you off course when you're this close to the finish line. Guard yourself, protect your peace, stay alert, stay prayerful, stay expectant. Type, "I'm protected and focused" in the comments if you're committed to avoiding these 7 traps. Share this with another chosen one who needs this warning. And subscribe so you don't miss what God is speaking in this critical season. Your breakthrough is here. Your appointed time has come. And nothing, absolutely nothing, is going to stop what God has ordained for your life. Stand firm, stay faithful. Your victory is inevitable.